I have been telling people not to believe in my ability to change things, but in their ability, not in me. Uganda does not need another big daddy. No, Uganda needs Ugandans to change things. Museveni has always been telling us, I liberated you, I saved you, etc., etc. I'm not saving any Ugandan. I'm calling upon them to save themselves. This has been done before. When we were in Arua here campaigning for Kassiano Wadri, I was arrested. Everybody else was arrested. But because we had charged the people to take their freedom in their hands, we were not here. They did it themselves. And that's exactly what Ugandans are going to do. That's why I keep telling you that this is no usual election. This is a revolutionary election. The people of Uganda are taking charge. This is not the usual politics that you know, my brother. This is different.
Well, we've seen really even from the start
not you, not me as a person.
From Kampala, when you started your journey, we saw how the public was following you. And as we speak right now, we do have about 17,658,527 registered voters for these upcoming elections. What confidence do you have that all these voters who are actually the people who are rallying behind you are registered voters and they count in the 17 million number that I just mentioned? And how does that translate in your elections?
For starters, these are people of Uganda, okay? These people have the same pains that we have, and they have the same hopes as we have, okay? And whatever they're doing, they're not doing for me, they are doing for themselves. You understand? For the first time, we want the people of Uganda to take power. We want to have a servant leader. Even me, myself, I am telling these people so that if I dare try to turn around and boss them around, they can kick me out the way they are going to kick out Museveni and bring another leader. We are empowering a population so that it is no longer gullible.
All right. Thank you. I am going to open the studio lines to pick calls from our listener, but also later on we will invite the candidates who are aspiring for different positions within Arua to just say a word to our listener. But for now, let us switch to the calls. I would pick about 5 callers and get to read messages on our social media platforms, and Bobby will respond to those, and later on we will see how we can give time to our candidates on National Unity Platform ticket to even say something to our listener. The studio line is 0793 or 0393 3232. You can also send us an SMS on the number 0788956494. Good evening. Hello? Yes, Godwin, your question or comment? Thank you very much. Straight from Kubala right there. You can call our studio lines to be able to speak to Honorable Chagulanyi. Radio Patches. Good evening. Your name and where you're calling from. Yes, Ablai, your question or comment? Yemujiga. Uh-huh. Mm. Mm. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you. Abdullah is asking what your programs are going to be for the different districts, for instance, Terego and other places, how you are going to reach them. I believe a response will come to that effect. Radio Patches, good evening. Mayon Jadebe. Aha, zitami vurungoni. Yes? Mm. Mm. Okay, muke out for. Mm. 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 Okay. Okay. Mm.
Yes, we are live straight from Pacis FM in Arua. The President Robert Chagulanyi Center.
Okay, award 4. The gentleman wants to know, first of all, you mentioned raising salaries for the police officers. How about the LCs? 2, he also mentioned about the issue of the beret. He said that previously there was the beret that excited the public, and now the beret is not there. What guidance can you give to the public, especially those who support National Unity Platform? There was also an issue about the manifesto. He also wanted to know that he hears there are 2 manifestos that you have. So which one is which? What is the clarification? Those are the questions that he wants to actually hear a response to. Those who are listening, please, when you call, ask one question, because there are so many people who want that opportunity to speak to us. Let's get another caller. Radio Patches. Yes, good evening. Yes, your name and where you're calling from. Yes, your name. Ronald, your question or comment? Mm.
Yeah, to those watching this, I'm unfortunately unable to get the voice of the person calling in. We shall just hear from our President, Robert Chagulanyi Center, as he's going to be answering those questions. The presenter is going to be reading to him, reading the questions to him again. We can't get the voice of the person calling in, but I'm sure the president is getting him, or is getting any person calling in very well. Volume of the caller, I can't get it. Just bear with me for that. Tugenderao, the president is going to be answering the questions. This is live to everyone asking. The president is live on Pacis FM in Arua. president is live from one of the radio stations in Arua. Unfortunately, this session, it is for callers. They are calling in. Unfortunately, I can't get the sound of the person calling in. I need to get it out for now.
All right, if we could wind up. All right, thank you very much for that comment. And let me switch to our social SMS platform. Yiki Cosmas from Maracha says, good evening. I know Bobiwine as being our president. We are proud and happy. But now during previous elections, we have been having I don't know, Biawakama as electoral commissioner. What miracle will he do as we see electoral commissioner still as a mountain to his success by usual wrong announcement? Okay, well, I don't know if Yiki, you really have your facts to that, but this is what you have sent here. Someone says, let's check this message. Quite a lot of messages here. Thanks a lot for the show. This is me, Ronald. I'm here in Yumbe. Why is he talking about the soldiers and the police only? What about security companies and other people? That's also a question to Honorable Chagulanye. Someone says, I loved Bobby since 1998, before he joined active politics. He has that revolution envisioning as well as Museveni when he was at Bobby's edge. He helped, but he has gone to extreme civilian torturing and humiliation. We wish you could overturn him. Okay, this is Franco sending us a message there. Patrick Habib in Lodonga says, do you have formidable village structures throughout the country? And how much have you strengthened institutions? This to me is the prerequisite to beating an incumbent, hands down. So Bobby, you will also definitely respond to that concern we have received there. Hello Bobby, thank you for the show. I appreciate the program. Is he going to come to Terego? I want to talk to him, as we have issues in our village. People power, our power. This is Betty from Owapa. Betty, your message is loud and clear, and I see Bobby taking note there. Probably he's coming there or not, you will listen from him. Onjima Charles from BAT Pajulu, Arua City says, so I will like to thank Mr. President Robert due to his manifestos, and I would like to know from him, as the current president of Uganda, about the issue of Ugandans who are staying along the streets and with their degrees or good papers. Now, how will you make them to get opportunities from where they are? And how will he pay the credits on Uganda to the outside countries? Well, that's an issue of the debt burden of the country, which is hitting very high. So Bobby, you will respond to that question. I want to give Bobby you an opportunity to actually get to respond to concerns raised here, and later on we will give opportunity to our contestants to speak to the listener before we actually wind up. But I also want to inform the listener that we have been joined by Haddad Salim, who is the National Unity Platform flag bearer for Arua Central City. Yes, Bobby, responding to those questions, if you could dive into that.
Sure, thank you very much, Noel. I was almost complaining, saying, yo, how come the honorable members of parliament to be are not having enough time to also respond to this? But because I am a sitting member of parliament, let me enjoy that privilege as it does. Yes. Now, my brother Abdullahi was asking the program that we have for the different districts. Of course, I can't completely elucidate all that, but I would say generically that we are going to have equal budgeting in terms of the basics: health, education, infrastructure, and agriculture. In terms of health, I've already said it and I'll say it again. that at least for every sub-county, we should have a maternity, a fully fledged maternity ward. Because I'm personally so passionate, and I'm sure the majority of Ugandans are passionate about mothers who die while giving birth. This is changeable, this is doable, we are going to do it. Why? Because we'll just follow the Maputo Protocol and the Abuja declarations. We are signatory to these documents where we say, which documents say that the signatory governments will at least appropriate 15% of their annual budget to healthcare. This is not a favor. We are doing this for our mothers, our daughters, our aunties, our children, and we shall focus on women and children in the healthcare. Same thing with education. Same thing with infrastructure. I've already said it that we are focusing mainly on the feeder roads, because this is where the produce comes from, especially the agricultural produce. So we should be able to empower our common people. As simple as that. Forget this business of Museveni saying mid-age income by 2015. It's as simple as bettering the infrastructure. We talked about zoning the country. When I was growing up, there was so much cash crop and food crop coming, especially from West Nile, cotton, etc. I don't see that anymore. We are not going to reinvent the wheel. This has been done before, and this is a matter of going back to where it started failing and then fixing it. And of course, most importantly, for these areas, it is not the president to know everything. These areas elect leaders. It is the duty of my brother, or the Honorable Jadribo. It is the duty of my sister, Princess Obia. It is the duty of Salim. It is the duty of my brother, Ajikobwa, to ensure that they bring forth the challenges of their districts, of their constituencies. That is why we elect leaders, okay? And that is why I want to encourage people to hold their leaders accountable. These leaders, you're going to elect them, but hold them accountable. Ensure that your challenges are the challenges that they bring forth. So that is basically our plan for the rural districts where we don't reach. Now, a brother asked about salaries of the LCs. Yes, LCs should be paid. How much they're going to be paid, that should be discussed. But LCs should be paid because they are leaders. By not paying leaders who we expect to offer services, that is why you see the rampant corruption. A brother also asked about the red beret. For starters, the Electoral Commission and the entire government of Uganda is acting very illegal. We wear the red beret because there's no law that stops us from wearing the red beret. You see, the Museveni regime is so backward and it's so old school. They are copycats, and they're even fake copycats. Why? Because we are artists, we are creative. We came up with a red beret and a red overall. And these cowards said the red overall looks like a military uniform and the red beret looks like a military uniform. Of course they were lying. But again, they started arresting people. And as if that's not shameful enough, the Electoral Commission refused to accept our pictures to appear on the ballot with the red beret because they knew they would lose terribly. Now, in their wisdom or lack of it, they thought that by stopping us from wearing the red beret on the ballot, it will kind of decrease our chances of winning them. So, Mr. Byabakama shamelessly refused us from wearing the beret. They said we cannot wear a hat, but Museveni can wear a hat. Because we always major on majors and minor on minors, we said, no problem, we are young people. We look even cute without the red beret. So we provided our pictures without the red beret. And that explains why today we show up with our clear face so that people can see us and not get mistaken when they get on the ballot without seeing the red beret. But you saw quite a number of young people were wearing the red beret, and I encourage them to wear that red beret because it is a symbol of resistance. Of course, ultimately, when we have already overthrown this dictatorship, we shall have the freedom to dress the way we want to dress.
Even in shorts.
Even in shorts. You know, we shall wear anything we want because we are free. We are not defined by what we wear. One should be, for us, we'll be judging somebody by the content of their character, not the fashion of their attire. That is what I believe.
Okay.
A brother also talked about our manifesto. We actually have one manifesto. We don't have two manifestos. But we will do much more than is in our manifesto. Our manifesto is our promise to the people of Uganda. But again, we are going to be a people-centered government. So we want to be hearing from the people. We are going to be servants and not bosses. The people, the voters are the bosses. And when they say we want this, that is exactly what we shall do, especially if it benefits them.
Okay.
So we will be servant leaders. A brother in Moyo was talking about tarmac. Unfortunately, I was not getting him clearly, but I just want him to know that working on roads is not a favor from government.
What is it then?
It is a responsibility. No leader uses their personal money. That is your money, lady or gentleman who is listening to me. That is your money. Okay? So we the leaders are not giving, we're actually not doing you a favor to give you services. That is why you pay us. That is why you vote us. That is why we move in these luxurious cars on your money. So you should hold us accountable. The government is doing you no favor. They are supposed to do that and more.
Okay.
A brother also asked what we are going to do about the bias of the Abakama and how we plan to go about it. I heard you were sounding scared and say, I hope you have your facts. Well, my name is Chagulanyi Sentamo Obin, and I'm telling you that Mr. Abakama is biased. Okay? The Electoral Commission is biased. They are biased because they have been silent. They have double standards. Museveni is a candidate. He came in with more people than we came in.
Well, those are views you hold as an individual.
But these are facts, my brother. These are not views. These are facts. And don't try to stop me from saying facts because I want to be held accountable for saying this.
Those are views.
No. The country is suffering because intelligent young men and women like yourself are so scared of saying the truth.
No, you
are trying to be politically correct, and I'm not going to accept that.
Unless you place the evidence on the table.
The evidence is there. Can I give it? Okay, this is the table.
You have to show the evidence.
Listen to me.
Because we also want evidence here too, though.
Can I ask you a question?
Please.
Do you know that Mr. Museveni is going to be wearing a hat on the ballot paper, or don't you know?
That is what the Electoral Commission
hold on. Do you know? Just say yes or no. Just say yes or no. Let us not reduce this to an argument.
No. I'm not going to argue. But this campaign is about you, not about President Museveni. So you stay.
My brother.
Now
you see. That is a problem that we are getting. Martin Luther King said the world is suffering not because of the deeds of the evil people, but because of the silence and complacency of the good people like yourself. I ask you a question and the answer is yes or no. Are you aware that I was stopped from wearing a hat on a ballot paper? Yes or no?
The answer is yes. So if we could
Thank you. You see, now you're trying to run away from that. I understand. I understand and I sympathize with you.
No,
fortunately or unfortunately, Uganda has people like me who will not keep quiet.
Yes, but
Okay.
we have to balance the discussions.
I understand.
If we speak about President Museveni, he has to be here in the studio, but you have
My
to stay
brother,
within your line.
my
Now,
brother,
Honorable.
all lines are my lines, all lines are your lines, okay? Forget this is so and so's line. No, man. No, man, that is not the kind of new Uganda we want. We want a Uganda where we are free to talk about things. Wrong is wrong, no matter who says it or who does it.
As long as you have the evidence and it's within the law. So if we could move to the question that you were responding to, Honorable Chagulanyi.
I'm responding to a question of bias.
Exactly.
Okay? And I am putting it to you, Noel, because you were saying that this man has no facts. And this is Chagulanyi Sentamu Obini in the studio. And I'm responsible for everything that I am saying. So if you could let me say it.
Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. The Electoral Commission is biased because one candidate is treated in a special way because it has double standards. Okay? One candidate is allowed to wear a hat while the other is not allowed to wear a hat. One candidate comes and nominates and drives away, and me, I come and nominate and I am arrested in the nomination ground. And you think that is not double standards? So when one Ugandan calls in and complains about the bias of the Electoral Commission, please don't shut them up. Anyway, the question was, how do we intend to go about that bias? President Idi Amin, while he was briefing the boxers that we are going to fight with white people, they complained to him. They said, Mr. President, whenever we go there, those white referees are biased. Even when we win on the unanimous decision, they cheat us and give out our fight. You know what Amin said? He said, knock them out. When you knock somebody out, they cannot cheat you. And that's exactly what we are going to do. We are going to knock Museveni out.
All right, but we also
Thank you
know
very
the
much.
fact that we have moved from that time of, we are now in a different, this is the 21st century.
Well, the farther back you look is the farther in front you see. There's nothing that has happened that is happening that has not happened before. Okay? You want to know where you're going? Look where you're coming from.
All right, let's move to the other responses because we do have to engage.
It's because you're trying to stop me from saying the painful truth. I'll say it to you. Yeah, a brother asked that I'm only talking about soldiers and police officers, but what about the security companies? Well, the security companies are private businesses. But as government, we should have a policy of a minimum wage. No Ugandan is supposed to overwork Ugandans with minimum pay. I mean, with peanuts. We should have a minimum wage, and this should benefit the housemaids, the security workers, etc., etc. That will be discussed by Parliament.
Okay.
Do you have any formidable village structures? A brother asked. Well, my answer to you, my brother, is that this is a revolution. And a revolution is not planned. I'll give you an example. They asked about structures when we were running in Chadondo East. A member of Parliament. That means I won. Where were the structures? The people were the structures. NUP is only 3 months old, but it is giving a 35-year-old military dictatorship headache. How is that done? The people of Uganda are the structures. My main role is to make sure we open the eyes of the people and we empower them. I've said it before and I'm saying it again here on Radio Pacis, that you fellow Ugandans that are there, it is your duty to turn yourselves into other Bobiwines, into other Chagulanyis. There's nothing special about me other than seeing the truth and saying the truth and making sure that I multiply myself into you. I empty myself into your mind, and it is your duty to also empty yourself into as many people as possible. This is a revolution.
All right. Honorable,
and finally, a brother asked about unemployment. Well, because time is running, we might not go so much into how we're going to create the jobs, but we have undertaken to create at least 5 million jobs in our first term of office. I thank you.
Thank you, and we will really follow you up on the 5 million jobs.
Sure.
In the
in the new Uganda.
In the new Uganda, and we will check the progress in 100 days after you have gone into.
Well, that business of 100 days, 200 days, what? We are not going by the usual estimates. You know, this is a new Uganda, not the old one.
Yeah, we just want to make sure that this is not a lip service, but a reality that actually comes.
Try it. Try it.
All right.
Give it a shot.
All right. That has been Honorable Robert Chagulanyi, the National Unity Platform presidential candidate, responding to questions from listeners who are tuned to Radio Pacis 94.5 and 101.4 FM streaming, and those also who are streaming on our website www.radiopacis.org, listening to this discussion. And I want to get to the other candidates who have actually accompanied the president for National Unity Platform here on this talk show. And I would like to start with candidate Jadribo Victor. Jadribo.
Yeah, Mado.
Ijo kan kweyo mini pa tuzo ojo Mado de jotere kutisika ojo mini pa tuzo mini lezo obiba pekimire adijon
obitere gwadi mabi jola mini man difuzo borpibe the man difuzo kuri aripere ripini atupa dicheza mokere disu dicheza mokere edi dicheza ubipini disuzo alendiro edi dicheza ubipini adrezo amboruni baba no popper pini adrezo azibaro bibi amani ndria charts ria amadi dia ojodo jaki muguruguru baba no popper edi acha ba yo pepiri amboru itabe afa president amadi nyapi jodia servant leadership role ifila mabi tere opini cheta ba afaba no vedi lerus ba mi no peri idi amani mo ko ajejo de radini idi dileni dile diri agadia dile adeno ko abako dile adeni poku dupiri abako dile pa oku ababa kedini ifila imu ojo oku ababa pilere jowa pa oku dupiri dile analogy the majid egberi tadria president ajo deradi afasi government dey afemi amata than joani amama malayo amudale mo mamalako amafaki dale da momike ale amafaki amudo musoro bedrio musoro dinurodi andre ngbako idimo modi tere goda babi baki chikini voti bezonjiri feyanguzo za ni amuzokuni if afadade afobumbe tiutazadin bariko
okay
vote adre bela edi translate into taxes la ko badri no pebo ifila mimo azinga azimi ni mungari baji pamvusi dia bani imi pere adini yeah
honorable Aikobua.
Yes.
Me ika desi
ale ore forfait ma suru aivu imigri totone aivu east mani pa tozo member of parliament muzu ime represent izo iliti amumpini mariaris pamani toro atori adre anyuzo to ala sukuru to madri fatsi ngoni silayo ato pado ochoko imia ni mani ndrea mamifisi ilikili do jos. First of all, ojoma pa tozo di anteni de aivu badu di ba fedin kali kini wadri sikiro odozu rukere andra a o research ma su aivu bani fe sitiru de nde Africa si nde Uganda si siti tiki teke aivu naku mini ndredi badu ba fe sitiru teke obi aivu diki iki omumvingwala yo iki mu yoza pakasa zinga naku ineridria omunaledri aparakase amamu amoza aivuru mundize olina nazo angu amarudi adia iteknisi adimani pa tozo do alemu siti agaku siti edeno nzila yo siti di ma si ba mo si size ni die groupe ni municipality fe siti ru idadini aivu bima naku ria ne madreti suru manaku adeti
tsalo madretsi abadre draba mba si tsalwa ba surubani aivu feso teke suru aivu di jadi drieleni so ma suru aivu odozu east kere west ale lo mini asi petition bomo di parliament ya ale city bani afede ba musi saizini aivu ma wiki ima naku tsaloro de betsi ori naku be madre kitsi di totone avamani patoso de andeni muzu naku ivu ni apazo askuni gamete imeandre aziriene de abade ki baki naku panga ya gender number 1 ro etensi ki ngamu do naku pamarudia o koalea city bani fede ba fede o lu ri adia map road map was bani fe clear la yo so ma mu parlementaire aivu naku de apazo ba ma fe city de says la madre warade ba fe tekere ori naku de yo de la yo
moka wat foi ko mi disaro Sheila princess ile paso woman empiro this Arua city area yo mini lezo o ima pekimi ba zidi me seria ka area bini
yo mani paso zurikile mana awad for saru ma listen mini amvedale ma Sheila princess obiai mo ku mistourism western level dozuri mani andro vuzu mistourism western level dozuri simo me do andama amuje zini bombe battles initiative de mbaba okuki mba sabuni data kisingoni ba reusable sanitary pads ki so ezo andipini ngoni araskuna mezo anja tiki school wako sazini siya wa kisi memba vini yufuki bo Toyota Uganda beba mutka kimba ngo mutka kide ngoni ba mutka kip maruti rangi kigba ngoni afadiki courtesy of Toyota Uganda afadi agbariri 90% of cars in Uganda are Toyota cars. Now bama kudinga da but yo man paso zumantenga yozuma ekari ekilo imefina toko.
Yo lo mani ke chap alo.
O kori eriyo loni vuri. Institutions loni fepi okwenidi. Bazi bani ayuta igumadiako. Institutions ni muke amokuki inza akani muke okweni empowerment feria. Ikane sende mini du loni ru midu kanele futuro alwani. Meaning of fenya ruda ichota that area dance minute du futuro aluda indete. Afamani lerbama ba yuta institutions sende febo kwini di madia mempa okyo kuki yo adase adini amoku inzazo azingazo yenini ku iyo irivora ni employment ni ikane Uganda adi anzila kiskulura amazila kiskul cha deku tedi employment vursi tedi yozuba mempa baki on hands on skills bazi yeni yodi kiku miga ba maniti pe do amupe amaditepi parliamentary ki iyo ni madie ni nzeba yani chachatia luza siri ikipas ikiawi pakwati adi anile askun bala lukata parliament abo bala luni yo ye ale temutka ambudi lerize ale zo sie kudia adini divini representation niku bala ludi position etema president ni yodi adle mo bipi ba ndinga mili amvedale eyo ambu ndeni mana andu nze lawyer ruma ya wadi eriyo city vudi mati maru Alexio biai mandri maru Margaret kutwa engazo mani be sub county ya lufi o revuni teba sama tiki mandri be amavo akujeda eyo di sasa si city rubo city malia ba sani avoku kini city ni tazworsi investors ke muimu ikimu ba yote klele ki lufi o revuni zeda woro banga mini kini nze avoda riji sakala ba yodinga sadisi andra di abani budget meyo nyari ameri siafa desert breeze adia kini Arua city badakawa ndepi afrikani tene iri sabu region adini vinata regional city ni kwa wade malia ba fe 14 billion te gulumini ne mdrang oda gulula manzenga mini aringa tisika guluni ba fe 41 billion who is fooling who here send bani fe 14 iringa mama city ede adia mi yoba ene amveda lekini midi development midi service closer to people ikaneba sub counties ade visa sima azira elsi na kisa disiyo elsi toy kisa disiyo mukungu isa disiyo badinga mwazinga ngoni sub counties mi ridinga sub counties madebe de traria sub counties andras amvedi ni azira ivory itasa disiafa aloro ba vidi mazite badinga mogugu kekinga nyanya ndoya dangadi yo alori eyo erizore ikadi ne city di malia da baba e press amadre mangu ilizizu bani tena yo baba di melizi mangu diki nikini land act ku alu afamavu ya wudu kudu afa Uganda diari mi citizen ni mi tote mi angu ilizi ku miteka ni afa customary land ownership issue te ba fe ba ina angu ilizi press asikini kami angu ilizi ku embodu alu embazi ni banga mi drora mavadi ma residence anguli nini badro makwa simelizi mangoku eyo dimani vini nte diari di ground rent ni emufte ba diani mingedo domini simi irima sende ofe gametevu revenue bani suda ni muzo activities city vuri ki yezo bempa ba kikui policies ngoi bani ba ya bani yozuki ni city ninga kile KCC act leri ACC voaru ovu diari ngoi policy da iyo banga city di running ngoni agani city ko ale city di masaiz ba mesi di ra ale manzi pini yokini menga lufo revoir adini kini menga wadi di malia sele di malia ndiku amasuru ivuvu di sasa avira manzo rikokoru aziketi patrick anve odile kini ya ivume iruni aka mai mati be yo anvu ninze inga madira mai mini rede mini madizu ale luo rikokoru orikokoro ivu mambaro mama nzeo di ngbangba mama kuyo ground rent vudi kimi empower badi ki economically rakaka mi city dindo rom ba siendre rodu aloni ko kampale do gari kanena mgongo ni amve mengo ni amve ba fe city di wala kadini adezo mi ba mini vini city fezo de ki they are not economically empowered badi kinga mu household income isu ngoni ro
eyo azi amani direka ki opezuri maziki ayota mavuti obitani enze tadi ayo ayota madiara anira ayota mavle diari sani baziki karaka daleti leki eyo nzera
eyo azi yo di nyamasi
abala de dika amanga abala de dem
mama nanga sira manga vala da tumi be ata chatata eyo azi kokoro banze yo ngba ori kokoro oriyo
ale dinga simi be da pi Andy opingopi
out of 4
miandre jojo radio ga male ikodri iche yumbega dale adijosi
out of mina mboko teru noel aikobwa ango mari joro mago lichojo madigango zinga jorega orida ini sajo madu jo radio garega uchitanga zi jomani radio pacis gara chi ajo de mfio bibo duko uchitanga bibo duko diga de gara ajo mulicho gasi jojola babani uchitanga gamete diga licho gari ke chingoni dileka madigari ki amatambe ngoni ijo bani ejie mani fukado kingoni dikijo ejo amamuzie bakitiga odojo keiga chajo ngozi kega kuruga chajo kululuga chajo ini town council ga yumbe digarega ama uruko tidi usujo rega mamusola problem no kijo ameze papi treiri edi dileka madigari bani chojo amaza kojo ejo malele ba eke amani risikuri kibejo ijo di fedo andre ini ili mudima zingajo radio garega ajo jodeni abadoro microphone foga amuru rubari kito tega joronzi jo muke ba madigari kibe josiani amamu driver be fogale ijo maleri ijo ringadigari o ediayu ili mudidero andra amausu madiga UNRF 2 digari ki fejo president Museveni tibore flega adu eruni president Museveni jondra sa mado usuki fejo bomba ground ga yumbe gari ba fulega jandra terkale bisu mbamu diri ne le frifirisi jondra mani imu mbogo madigari bani jo sile korre bani bamuze iyaga korodida jo sile bamuze digari edi ketsengaru imu jaga imu yumbe gara mira zo bamuze diga gamete sile ndai mira idea ujo andra ujo amu asikari andra madigo usu be people bani amu ibani adude amu ibani mabati awale mabati kinga bazi saso dida ini opinapi opidiga odojo aziki obeki minister aziki prime minister ngo madiga regara bari kandra piri UNRF wanga abeki eringa andre bani di epiriki abeki kida muki bolosiga Museveni to ikidoga runjoi ikijoy ba leri ba madiga reki odrari gadi UNRF tu ga bodra truto ikali aro desiri bodra piriki ade ufekini ijo ma senior zajori ba be paso pia madi eringa galari joki haki Museveni tigaleko ijo ma mujori maili tukana diri aziki jomo rekenya o agiri garga manierisi ijo ma mujori adi muno muzedi usuyani ale jodi ni wazi mi I amaringa silele filmudi de asiasi abemini fotira voti ama bemini dia ga komini e mani rerado odo jodi filmudi ni asiasi mi mo ruo gara sente mi wa guties iji ko ze kampala ga on vegeto initiative amaru ringa ga chopi sente na apla kidau babe imila epiku kampala gari bani mi akofe miki uchi ama ringaga obemini voti troll diga mi abe ama ini yakiro di ba imila epirari madosi jola ringabani agu imila epiku rirumiru mi aduga odi da ini riga ma mubo mo ima kabilo lile si joy dejoriro madoba si mu ijo a madiga ringa gar ki demai ijo ma le der ki kasara sade chaku sade mbiranga ma ijo jojo ki dejo orira ina majita president a madiga National Unity Platform buru chagulanyi Bobiwine center mu amajiri gara idi amu ringa gar mba mudidiriaga sa idi amu jorega idi mu mani jori ki jota ta baziro da mazi o mido ngbadi vutubi ngbadi dili kana desiri ngoni agiri ngbadi a joda amari di lolo jote di joda rike Uganda amaleri dusidigale ba piri ezinkapi Uganda gari ba adruke piri ba ichopi ndrepira amana iadrujo Uganda gadari ba adro iadrujo Uganda ndre dikijo piri maorale ijo zikebe ama muiki dera udre mani inshallah dronga fejo mani sadira aringaga ama mu aringa madiga o diri ideyu odira ini ife domani sa dekalu second kalina ale dosi ba madiga riki zile drusi digale aringa amale ili mupie muopi mudi digale regari aringa type ngoniri aringa amale rijo bega bani awinje joyu ambogola mu amanda ini amajoda amajo koga gea amajo liba ibadari udondrega votiri ubedi amaliba amabai daicho zikorla odida ini Uganda amaleri indre bobuan ba posta New Uganda odi amamujo fijo alagari ili muti mupie mopi digaleri ega ngotinga midi la muskulu garaya ili muti mupie mopi digaleri ega ngotinga midi di idi paso isi be ale do foti be bazi bani iba kisi oku ikisi anze zikiti va mujo sararu Uganda diga o ama ya maruri jo garanzi madigari ki ama tiborki muki skulu ga ko musani dileka madigari bakemani skulu mukeko dileka madigari to kemani geriko mukeko Uganda maleri di drusi digale aringa maleri di aringa echopi ndrepira skulu ga dici daktari madigari badruki uniambaru geriko badruki uniambaru ujo aje mani daktari ragara anda ama jodi fo mbogoro gamete tekigari ni ili ama daktari dijorisi o daktari daga amu maitiba daktari aga irode do yo amamu daktari ga ado boro uniamba sieri ndre misi malaria ti ijo je sikorla alerwa alejo piri badruki uniambaru dusi digale ama sieringa maleri ba Uganda ba mapo ga badruva uniambaru di vision bobu ene famani di vision morale odidi ba yumbega ama sizorare
adfo sam avle do ar deibo ale ta dansi e bazi du diga ko atskone okonya do amonzi ale mu eyo azendo ne ma alia te anira bazi rikipa yoti adale de vini adansi bale pipa sope amapie ndedike angandi mia iyonzia angirko ale juli izibaki emiti amani mia di yare izibaki mamu honorable Chagulani ya iyo ematia sizuri nzezo na mavutia amapani wa VDRC sani medo candidate Haddad Salim afe mini dakika adansi second kalina ilumani miadi mi pasongwa dika izibaki ra mamu bazire vo atskuni sa mavledo ar devo awadi form honorable amuke Derek mi tiari ngoni mito diro yo danze kuizi mani obiki atkunisa mavle do ar deibo amamu honorable angulibo matie yere yeah honorable angulibo Siraji mi tiari ngoni mi join ngoni mi dova president 4. Out 4. Out 4. Okay. Out 4. Angunda Michael LC5 Arua District. Iyo mitiere. Menunya liali.
Uganda.
All right, Honorable Chagulanyi, your last remark as we wind up this discussion here from the studio.
Thank you very much. I did not understand the majority of what the comrade said, but I agree with them. I just want to conclude.
Yes.
Ya reki muke kute ini ki redwa dine dia ye tie data zekudi uzoata fifi bani virade.
Yes, that one. Now I want to conclude with a call, a clarion call upon all Ugandans.
Ale din zedini bakia iso.
We as a generation,
no
matter what you do, not only those that are running for office, of course I salute these honorable colleagues who are running for office. Running for office under this dictatorship is a challenge, so I salute them. But I want to call upon all Ugandans, whether you are a doctor or you are a teacher or a radio presenter or a journalist, everybody, it is upon us as a generation to create a country that we will be proud of. Okay. You as journalists, you don't want to be beaten for doing your work. As a doctor, you don't want to be like my mother, who was a nurse, but she died at a hospital floor at a reception in Mulago when she got an accident. You don't want to be a teacher like with the teachers in Karamoja that are suffering and begging on the street because of COVID-19. You don't want to be in this current Uganda. So this that we are doing is a revolutionary call. Let us all come together and decide the kind of country that we want to turn grey in, a country that we want to grow old in, a country that we want our children and our children's children to inherit. Right. This is the time for us to make this mark. So I want to call upon everybody, come out and vote for this election. Come out and vote, but don't only vote. Make sure that you stay and guard the vote. It is legal, it is acceptable, and it is doable. We have done it in Chadondo, in Jinja, in Ujiri, in Rukunjiri, and yes, we did it here in Arua, and it worked. This is our time to do it all over the country. This 35-year-old dictatorship has nothing anymore to offer to our generation. You cannot kill my past and my present and then you joke about securing my future. Your future is in your hands, the young people of Uganda. It is better for us to work it out now so that we don't wake up one day and we wonder and our children are asking us what we were doing when our country was going south. I am very glad that our generation is connected, whether you are girl or boy, whether you're male or female, whether you're rich or poor, no matter your religion, no matter your tribe. We are all united by our pains and our aspirations for a new Uganda. So let us come together and lead this country to the promised land, which we are very, very sure we can and will achieve. For God and my country, I thank you.
Thank you
People power.
much. And I want to say that our time in the studio is up. Listener, I want to also appreciate you for keeping your dial on Radio Pacis, and I want to appreciate all the guests. Honorable, it was a pleasure having you in the studio speaking to the listeners of Radio Pacis. And from us here in the studio, wish you all the best. And please take care. There's COVID out there. Protect yourself and make sure you are safe. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Okay, that has been our president, Robert Chagulanyi Sentamu, aka Bobiwine, aka Ngobi, aka Musinguzi. Yeah, he has been baptized very many names in different regions across Uganda because of the love. Of course, because of the love people have towards him. Genuine love, unconditional love. You've all witnessed the love he has been showered all the way from Pakwachi to Nebi, Arua, and all the places he passed. Remember, he passed over 40 towns from Kampala to till when the time became night and all that. Anyway, yoyo mukulembeze waffe Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu era enkyabalimu nnyo okutunulako wano ku campaign program Pakwachi Nebi Arua, then abaddako Kitugumu Padagulu Oyamu Apache Lila. So tomorrow expect people in Kitugumu Pada and Gulu. Yeah, prepare to welcome our next president, Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. Yeah, you should also prepare the name that we are going to baptize him. Okay. Let me also sign out. Let's meet in the next upload. Yeah, my friends are from YouTube, the ones that have been watching from YouTube. You know, this has been premiering live on Facebook as well as on YouTube, but I've stopped it from Facebook because of course I'm also going to stop it here, but I just wanted to throw you one word or two. Please guys, let's keep on pushing this message. Let's keep on pushing this message. It is very important, especially the message that Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu has passed on this pacis radio. You know, if we get an opportunity to interact with comrades that speak a different language, you know, muchimanyi bulungi nti all the time we always use Luganda, Lusoga, Lunyankole and all of that. Remember, Uganda has over 56 tribes. You understand? Actually more than 56 languages spoken all over Uganda. When you go to the northern, there are very many languages spoken there, to the southern, to the western, you know, the eastern, here in the central. So when we get an opportunity to interact with our comrades in the north, message eyo pushing sakajanja. The reason as to why I kept quiet during the time when our brothers were interacting in the language I couldn't understand, I know their comrades here understand this language. You know, majority of you maybe don't understand, but yes, there are comrades who understand this language, and it's better they listen to what the president says. Majority of them don't actually understand Luganda, they don't understand Lunyankole, they don't understand Lusoga, they don't understand any other language. So when we get that opportunity, let's push the message. Pushing sekajanja olulimi n'oba tolumanyi, message gwe jongereyo bwongezi, such that people who understand such a language get the message. I love you so much guys. Nsobodde okutapinga mu kamera ebadde mu studio yaabwe eya Pasisi. Sijja kulimba nti studio manyine weeri, simanyi weeri, sijingiranga namu, nze byange bimanyi bya computer. Nze nja kunyiganyiga amapeesa okuva ku A up to Z paka ngangajjemu ekiramu. Baganda baffe abageto TV bambi kirabika babalemesezza okuyingira mu studio, ne baganda baffe abolujulire ab'ekyoto media team zaffe kiraka baziganye okuyingira mu studio. Era bwe nkitegedde kaawo ne ngamba message ine ino okufuluma wabweru abantu bagiwulire, kwe kunyiga zi computer n'enzitiginya n'ensolo batusaako live eno. But thank you for those who have been on. Let's wait for tomorrow. If there is any other update from now up to the time that I will sleep, I always sleep late. I always sleep at around 1 a.m. That's always my sleeping time. in between this time and such a time mujja kulaba akadenga kapopinga papa JB Muwonge's live. So that's why I encourage you guys to always activate, turn on that notification button. You understand? That notification button. Once you subscribe to this channel, also click on that notification button to receive all notifications from this channel. I also encourage you to subscribe to channels of our comrades. There are very many. We have a Dobozilia Uganda YouTube channel. Go and support our brother. He always gives us good updates. Kwagala shayo ngamba JB go and shower please mumve kuna zinabagambi twali kuna wapaka nga struggle wedde chokansaga na I've been telling about the YouTube channels. Go and subscribe to them. We have our friend Uganda Impia is now explaining translating the manifesto from English to Uganda. We have a Choto TV, we have a Choto, we have Rujuliro, we have Simakula Musa's show. Let us support ourselves, you understand? Kubanga, all these platforms, all they do is to share our content, the content that premieres on Facebook. You know, there are certain countries where YouTube, where Facebook is restricted, and they can only get these updates via YouTube. So that's why I'm encouraging you to go and subscribe to all those channels. Yeah. Naenga, umalo subscribing ku channel najo wo subscribing zeko. You don't forget to turn on the notification button. Kangende nabeko. Bandi wiba na bande yanage bantu mwe. Tewali kuna wapaka 2 mugumu. Okay guys, bye bye.